Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to 16 Weeks with Screl. Screllionaire Bets, you know what I'm saying? Your boy is a little under the weather, man, so you gotta excuse me, you know what I mean? You can blame it on my daughter, you know what I mean? But we here, man. We at week 15, and shoot, man, it's starting to wind down, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, I hope you've been active, man, and doing your thing. If not, we about to get ready to get it in. Let's rock. First game we got coming up is the Green Bay Packers traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. And let me tell you something about the Bears, man. The last 2 weeks, they've been looking alright, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know they beat the Niners, and I know they played Green Bay in a close one, but they've been looking alright, you know what I'm saying? I got to give respect to Matt Barkley, you know what I mean? He's kind of doing his thing a little bit. But at the same time, I think this is gonna be a different game right here. It's gonna be real cold in Chicago, like 11 degrees. So it's gonna be freezing out there. And even though Matt Barkley been looking good and stuff like that, I'm not a believer. You know what I'm saying? And right now you're gonna have Green Bay coming in. They're about to come in hungry. They want to go to the playoffs. And I think Aaron Rodgers, he gonna want to stunt, especially against one of his division foes. 5.5, it seems about right. You know what I'm saying? I say, if the half a point ain't working with you, it's working against you. So, you go ahead and take that off. But I see it maybe being a good game, but I do see Aaron Rodgers pulling this off. I mean, he has been looking good. I know he got the little calf injury and stuff, but ain't nothing about to stop him. He's trying to get to the playoffs and shut people's mouths up once and for all. And I got much respect for that. So, 5.5, I know it seems like a lot. It's going to be a good game. I think he's going to make you sweat it out and poo-poo on yourself. So I'm still taking the Green Bay Packers over the Chicago Bears to cover. The next game we got coming up is the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Houston to play the Texans. Now, this is going to be an interesting game to me because, believe it or not, Jacksonville Jaguars is the top 5 defense in the whole NFL in total defense. That's crazy. But their offense is ranked 23rd. So they pretty much like a middle of the road team who, and pretty much 23rd, man, that's down there. So you're really not pitting up no points. You may be stopping people, but you're not pitting up points. So it's not translating in wins, and that makes it 2-11 team. It's gonna be an interesting game because, like I said, they have top 5 defense. This is gonna be a division rival. Houston is trying to stay ahead and win the division. I like what I've been seeing from Clowney. The defense still look good, but the question still remains: is Brock Osweiler and the rest of the Texans ready to take that next step? We've seen them go to the playoffs sometimes by default. You know what I'm saying? But this year, you're going to have to be willing to fight for it and go for it. And do you have a heart for it? 5 points. I want to say it's a lot, but for somebody like Brock Osweiler, I think he can go ahead and do his job and maybe beat this team by about 6 points. I wouldn't be surprised if it break off even, really. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I said it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be some nice defenses. Hearns is out. I know Chris Ivory is coming back, but I don't know how does that translate. The Jaguars are just struggling right now, and if the Houston Texans want to do anything, this is the best spot to do it in. So with that being said, Houston Texans -5 at the house, I got to go ahead and go with that. But if I lose my money, that just let me know this team ain't who I thought it was. The next game we got coming up is the Cleveland Browns traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. Now, the Buffalo got some bad news tonight. They're officially out of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And that, I know for a team like that, even though they wasn't a good team, you know what I'm saying, to know that you're already out and you're going to be going home, you know what I'm saying, that got to kind of be rough a little bit. They -10 against the Browns, you know what I'm saying, and we know the Browns are 0 for, 13, 14 or something, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, 10 points seem like a lot. I think this game right here is pretty much going to be based on pride, you know what I'm saying, because the Browns are losing. They haven't won a game. If they have any pride, they will fight for that win. And for the Buffalo Bills to know that you're already out the playoffs right now, do you have the will to still fight and want to go out and play? Or are you just want to lay down? I don't think they want to be the team to let the Browns come in and get their first win. I don't know what's up with RG3. Just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, him, Kaepernick, and Andrew Luck was supposed to have changed the game, and ain't none of them dudes doing it. At least not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely 2 out of 3 ain't doing it. Andrew Luck is questionable, but he always getting injured, so that's what I got to judge you on. But 10 points, Buffalo, this is one of the games, honestly, I would really just stay away from because I can't trust Buffalo. And not only that, this is just one of those games to where anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And as long as the team come in with fight, it can be close. You know what I'm saying? 10 points is a lot. I don't think the Cleveland Browns is ready to lay down yet. They want their win. They want to win. And I think they want to go for it. But as good as Buffalo, they're good, but they're not a high-powered offense. But they are at home, so this will be another interesting game. But at the end of the day, I don't see Buffalo covering that 10 points. I just see it being a rough, sluggish, just one of those games, And I can see them maybe winning by 10, but I just don't see them covering them double digits right now. So with that being said, I'm going to take Cleveland plus 10. I know it sounds crazy. My good friend Chuck Lovebud, rest in peace, man, used to always say, roll with the streak. But sometimes when you get to that streak late, you got to bet against it. So right now we have week 15, and the Browns don't have a win. So I'm going to go ahead and at least say they're going to fight for one. I'm taking the Browns plus 10. Next game we got coming up is the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Now, this is another team as far as the Philadelphia Eagles coming in to M&T Stadium, and I think it's a real bad spot for them right now. They're coming in on a down note. They're about to go against like the top 5 defense in the game. The Ravens, they got D. They just know how to play D. And Carson Wentz, as good as he was at the beginning of the year, man, he just straight crash landed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll do good next year, just have a better take of the offense and the speed of the game and things like that. But this could be a bad spot for him just based on the fact that the Ravens know how to play football. That team knows how to go for it. That team knows what time it is. Like, they playing for playoffs right now. They trying to stay in position. They trying to get there. And this is one of the teams that, hey, you got to come in and you got to handle your business. I just don't see a close game. I just see like a 27-10, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be convincing, but the Eagles are just banged up on offense right now. They're just banged up as a team. And most likely they'll probably check out by at least the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? They'll be ready to be like, yeah, Christmas is coming and Miami sound good right now. So, the Ravens, hey, they got into fights and scuffles this week against Steve Smith, so they're going to be fired up and they're going to be ready to go. 6 points ain't enough for the Philadelphia Eagles. With that being said, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens -6 over the Eagles. Easy work. Next game we got coming up is the Tennessee Titans traveling to Kansas City to play them Chiefs. And let me tell you something right now. I got to give Mariota his props. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this thing this season. I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? Him and my boy Famous Jameis said, I think they're going to be in this league tearing it up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? They're traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs, and we already know that traveling to Kansas City just to play is a tough out. The Chiefs are 10-3 right now, leading their division, and I don't think they want to stop their momentum, even though they took a big loss the other night, losing Derrick Johnson, injury reserve. He's not going to be back for the rest of the season, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the defense just click and things like that. You know what I'm saying? How they try to get back from it. Tennessee is a good team. They put up points. They're a top 7 offense. Their total offense. They always give you a fight and they stay in the game. And we know a team like Kansas City, they're willing to fight. And if they got 1 point to hold on and hang on to, man, they're gonna fight tooth and nail about it. So this is gonna be a good game. I think Tennessee though is gonna be. It's just gonna be kind of rough for Tennessee. They're gonna make Kansas City sweat. I mean, because if Kansas City win, they going to the playoffs. They got a playoff berth, so they're going to be looking at that too. It's going to be a nice game. I wish I could watch it, but I'm pretty sure something else will be on TV. Of course, I'm going to hit my red zone though, but it's going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting. But with a game like this right here, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the points because I believe Kansas City is going to win, but I believe that Tennessee will keep it close enough to cover. With that being said, I'm taking Tennessee to cover over the Chiefs. The Chiefs will win, but I'm taking Tennessee for the cover. The next game we got coming up is the Detroit Lions traveling to New York to play the Giants. The Giants is -4, so you know what that means. Vegas is pretty much telling us it's a pick'em game. And you know what? I can't blame them. This is going to be a good pick'em game right here. I think the Detroit Lions, they coming in, and they last 5 games, they 5-0. The Giants last 5 games, they 4-1. But I think this is going to be kind of different for the Lions because the last 5 games, hear what I'm saying, the last 5 games, they played at Minnesota. I think they want to say they had 2 home games. Played at New Orleans, and then played again at home. So your last 5 games, you've been playing in the dome. This time, you're about to be outside. So I think it's just going to be a different element to it. And as good as they've been doing, it just seemed like they kind of struggled just to try to win, especially teams they should be already beating. Just like last week with the Bears, they should have beat them, which they did, but they should have never been able to come back. And I think this game right here will be difficult just because they're going to be outside. The defense is playing good football, and the Giants, they just looking good right now. They still trying to chase the Cowboys, and another win against somebody in the NFC, I think it'd be big for them. That would make a major step for them. I love Golden Tate, nice receiver, Bolden, all them dudes, but I think they're going to have trouble outside. I think Stafford, more than anything, is going to have trouble outside in the cold. In New York, they know how to play in the elements. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I got to eat that point, man. I'm going to eat that point. I got to take it down to 3. I know I'm going to cost myself a few dollars, but I can see it just being like a 3-point game. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you do have to give Detroit their props, but I think they're going to be outside right here, and that might be difficult. So I'm going to take that point down and move it to 3 and say I'm taking the New York Giants -3 over the Lions. The next game we got coming up is the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Pretty much both these teams are still in the play. I can't believe the Colts are in there, but I guess they are. They're still in the playoff hunt, and they both need a win. The spread is 4. So pretty much they saying once again that it's pretty much Vegas is a pick'em game. Minnesota still got a nasty D. They're actually about to get Adrian Peterson back, so I think their offense is going to look a little more different. I think it's going to be a little more open now. Just they got their home run hitter in the backfield that can run hard. And with the Colts, at the end of the day, that defense is just not good. That offense, Andrew Luck is good. You know how I love my boy Frank Gore. But beyond that, Hilton, Moncrief not playing this weekend. So they're going to be kind of limited. It should be a good game. 4 points, pretty much a pick on. I'll probably slide that 4, bring that down to 3 just because, you know what I'm saying? I'm just interested in just buying points and just kind of sticking with football scores. I try to stick with football scores. So, 3, 6, 10, 7. I don't like, really the other stuff unless I know a team has really got the ability to handle their business. But with Minnesota, they can still be tricky even though they're at home. Indianapolis can still give you a fight even though they're going on the road. With that being said, I am going to take the home team in this game. I think the defense will play big time, and I think they will cover the 3. I won't take the 4. I'm going to back away from that 4. I'm taking that point up off me. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't going to get as, what I'm probably supposed to get, but I'm still going to give me some money. So, with that being said, I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings to cover -3 over the Indianapolis Colts. Next game we got coming up is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Cincinnati to play them Bengals. Pittsburgh is -3. This gonna be, well, it should have been a nice game. You know, this is usually one of those games where these guys go back and forth. You know, AJ Green, Antonio, defenses, and all that stuff. But I think in this game right here, even though Pittsburgh is going on the road, Cincinnati is severely outmatched. No AJ Green. Um, it just don't look good without him. You know what I'm saying? They last two wins, uh, Cleveland and Philly. Nah, I'm not counting that. You know what I'm saying? They've been struggling. I think they're gonna struggle again at home to put up points. And Pittsburgh is just coming in hot. You know what I'm saying? The last five they 4-1, and they just been playing some good football. And I think teams that understand where they're going as far as the playoffs and how they need to be and how they need to go about it. That's what they do. They bring their backpack, they bring their lunch pails, and they just get to work. And I just see it again for the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though they're going to Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to be as far as the Cincinnati defense, because they still nasty over there. So, it's going to be a good game, but I don't think Andy Dalton and that offense is going to be able to give them enough to not only beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but even stay in the game with them. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh is, they've been averaging over 20, you know what I'm saying, a game. Like, so they own one. And the Bengals, they've been struggling to get to 20, before they got those two wins, losses right here. Lost to Baltimore 19-14, Buffalo 16-12. Went to the Giants and lost 21-20. So they struggling right now. You know what I'm saying? And they put up points against Cleveland and Philly, but like I said, it's Cleveland and Philly. This is a division rival right here. I think they're going to be ready to come in. I think they're going to be ready to play. I think they'll be ready to come at Andy Dalton, just knowing that he ain't got AJ Green. And I love Pac-Man, but, he can't go on Antonio Brown. So, with that being said, Le'Veon Bell out here going nuts. It's crazy. I got to roll with the momentum, man. Winning their last four, ready to go on the road against a hobbled team like Cincinnati. I'm pretty sure. Well, they good. They don't check out. They got some solid players. They're not gonna check out. They're gonna play all the way through. But I think Pittsburgh still got this. So with that being said, I'm taking the Steelers over the Bengals. Next game we got coming up is the New Orleans Saints traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Now, these two teams right here are two of the most disappointing teams in the league. I thought a little more of them. I thought that Arizona would be trying to make a step to the Super Bowl. I thought that Drew Brees would have a mini resurgence and be trying to get back to the playoffs, and it just hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying? I know the Cardinals are like number one in total defense and number two in passing defense, but it just hasn't panned out. I don't know what's up with them. I don't know what's going on down there. The exit of Michael Floyd, I think that's going to be a little different for him going into the game. We got New Orleans coming in, number one in total offense, number one in passing offense. So this is going to be an interesting game right here. I don't know how much of the defense will the Saints be able to give. And I don't know how much Drew Brees will think he will probably have free access with them flying birds out there. But every time I get to saying flying birds and stuff like that, next thing you know, I'm seeing people getting beat deep and they just throwing all over them. And it's like, dude, what's happening? How are you guys number one and number two at anything? It kind of don't make no sense. But with Drew Brees getting 3 points, I think that's a little more than appropriate. I can see this game more going back and forth and probably almost being decided by a 3-point field goal. But if it is going to be like that, I would rather take Drew with the 3 than Cardinals -3. I like Drew as a better quarterback than Carson. I think Drew has better receivers than Carson, but Carson does have a better defensive backfield. But you heard what I said, defense, nothing about offense. I love Larry Fitz, but he looked like he getting up there now. Carson looked like, they just not looking good. And I just feel like the 3 points is more than appropriate. So with that being said, I'm taking New Orleans +3 over the Cardinals. Next game we got coming up is the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. first of all, me as a Niner fan, man, it just kind of hurt. You know what I mean? Like, just going through a season like this. I'm trying to remember, like, through all my years of my life, have the Niners ever been like 1-12? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't remember a time in my life that's 1-12 at this time. That hurts. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what to say about it. I love Kaepernick, but it's obvious that he don't have the weapons to produce. And when you don't have the weapons to produce, you kind of look like garbage. Everybody can't look like Tom Brady, and anybody just go in and I'm just going to throw the ball to you. Well, that's one person. You name some other teams you can really do that with. You know what I'm saying? That's Tom Brady, and that's who Tom Brady is. And right now, I think the San Francisco 49ers, they're at a low point in the season. I think they don't know where they're going, what they're about to do. Everybody talking about Trent Baalke and who's going to be there and who's not going to be there. I know who's not going to be playing this game. Torrey Smith is going to be out. Vance McDonald is out. Joe Staley is out. Man, and that's what the Niners going to have to go in with. But also, as far as the Falcons, they still are the Falcons, an inconsistent team that you really like to believe in, but as soon as you put your heart there, Matt Ryan just drops the ball. The team just don't look as good. You like, man, how is y'all even fighting for anything? The spread is 13.5. That's a lot of points. I know the 49ers are going on the road. I usually don't like to pick teams that have 13.5 point spreads. But no Julio Jones, I think, will help the 49ers hang in there. It can still get ugly. Man, Kaepernick, I don't know what be going on. It's like the offense, the first 3-4 series, they looking like this. Then the rest of the game, you like, oh my gosh. How is this dude even starting? It's not making no sense. And I better not hear one person talk about Blaine fucking Gabbert. And I'm going to leave that right there at that. I don't think that it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be close either. But I think the 13.5 is more than appropriate. You might as well go ahead and bump that half a point up and just make it 14, man. 2 touchdowns, because I can see it being one of those type of games, maybe like a 31-17, 30 to, something like that. Maybe, I'm saying 30. So, yeah, they might hang 30 on the Niners, man. This might be an ugly one. I would really want to stay away from it, but since we end up making money, I'm going to go ahead and eat that 13.5. And, if they lose, yeah, it's going to taste like that straight shit. So, with that being said, I'm taking the San Francisco Niners plus 13.5. The next game we got coming up is the New England Patriots traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. The Broncos are not a good team this year. And it's not because the overall team is not good. It's because the head of the snake, the quarterback position, one of the most crucialist, important positions in the game. I like Trevor Siemian, but he's still a rookie. And, like second year or whatever, but might as well just say rookie start. And it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? It almost reminds me of, the Carson Wentz thing where they was going up like this and the team was winning, but at some point, a good defensive coordinator knows how to strategize against you, and they know how to make problems for you. And that's what Bill Belichick is. They going into Denver with momentum, with cycle time, but it won't be no Danny Amendola. But no Danny Amendola, I don't think it's going to be no problems. I think New England, they should pretty much go in here and they're not going to stomp all over them, but 3 points, I think 3 points is it's more than appropriate. You know what I'm saying? And, the way Tom Brady is and Bennett and all that type of stuff, all them type of people, I think they're going to be ready to go. But the Denver Broncos, they still got a good defense. They're going to be up for playing against them. They're going to be up for going after Tom Brady. So it might be a close game. close under game, but I don't see Trevor Siemian keeping up with Tom Brady. So I can see the 3 points being more than appropriate. So with that being said, I'm taking the New England Patriots to cover over the Denver Broncos. The next game we got coming up is the Oakland Raiders traveling to San Diego to play the Chargers. The Raiders are -3. This is going to be a nice game for the Raiders, especially after that loss last week to Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Kansas City. Cold, all the elements. But they're going to be in San Diego this time, 65 degrees, perfect California weather just to play football in. And the Raiders, they still got something to prove if they want to keep up with the Chiefs, if they want to try to get the division and get, all these, playoff berths and all that type of stuff. And I think the Raiders, they going to do it. San Diego is real banged up right now. No Melvin Gordon. Brandon Flowers is out. A few other people on the defense is out. As much as I like Phillip Rivers is just who he is. Somebody who put up a lot of fantasy points, a lot of fantasy stats, but that don't add up to wins. You know what I'm saying? It add up to people in fantasy winning, but it don't add up to actual wins in the NFL. And I think the Raiders, they're just going to come out and they're going to be ready. They're on 10 days rest. They're just going to be ready to go. They're a good team. Of course, Cars, what can I say? Crabtree, all of them, all them guys, man. Murray, everybody, they just handling their business, and it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a division rival game, so it's going to be close spots, 3 points is more than appropriate. But I can see them covering that 3 points. I think the Raiders are going to be hungry. This is a different Raider team, a Raider team I've probably never seen in my life. And that says a whole lot. So you got to put some respect on their name. I'm saying they coming back for the win. I'm saying that they're getting it against the perfect team that's hobbled and beat and, kind of down on themselves. Hey, baby, let me tell you something about California right now, especially when you go to Southern Cali, man. In December, it's still nice. You know what I'm saying? So those guys probably ready to check out. So with that being said, I'm taking the Oakland Raiders to cover over the San Diego Chargers. Next game we got coming up is our Sunday night special. Talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Dallas to play them Cowboys. Now, first of all, how about them Cowboys? How about them, huh? Shh, be quiet. Nah, it's still all good. Y'all know I gotta clown y'all a little bit because all that damn shit talking y'all been doing through the whole season. And y'all still 11-2. Hey, man, hats off, all that. You know what I'm saying? I think, but this week, this is going to be a nice Sunday night special. And, you got Tampa Bay coming in who don't won 5 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at this game at first, and I was just thinking to myself, like, well, spread probably be like about 3.5, 4. Something like that. Man, they actually said 7. I'm like, 7 points? I'm like, first it made sense because, hey, 11-2 is 11-2. They've been handling their business. But then the more I start thinking about it, I'm like, this dude, Jameis Winston, been handling this business. Man, he don't go into games or any type of situation finna lose, ready to lose or none of that. He not scared of the big stage. I think, matter of fact, he going to be more than ready for this big stage because he going to know he going to be in Dallas going against an 11-2 team on a Sunday night, and everybody going to be watching them. That defense is nice. They got a nice defensive line. McCoy and them boys, man, they come get at you. Don't get me wrong, Easy E, he still do his thing, you know what I'm saying? But this is just going to be a good game. I think 7 points is way too much to be given up to a team that's also in the playoff race, to a team with a good quarterback, and to a team that's streaking right now. I don't see them dropping the ball. I don't see them just all of a sudden laying the egg because, they see a star in the middle of the field. I still see Jameis Winston as one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Well, he will be. He's not one of the best yet, but he will definitely be one of the best quarterbacks in the game. And so will Dak Prescott, if they don't start Tony Romo. But I'm going to leave that alone. So, with that being said, I think 7 points is a whole lot. This is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. And whoever wins or loses, it's not going to be by that much. So, with that being said, since Vegas want to give me 7, I'm going to take it. That's a whole touchdown, y'all. 6 points and an extra point. Extra points is coming hard to come by right now. Don't forget that. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover over the Cowboys. And man, oh man, the Cowboys win again. Next game we got coming up is our Monday night special, man. I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers traveling to Washington to play the Redskins. This is going to be a weird game right here. Redskins is balling right now. They looking good, but it just seems like they can't just get teams out of here. It just seems like they always let teams fight and stay in it with them, even though they pounding and putting up yards and completions and all this. It's like they let teams feel like they can still play with them. That's a problem, especially when you put your money up. The Redskins are -6.5. Man, that's a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at Cam Newton, I'm thinking about Cam and where he was and where he's at now. He was just in the Super Bowl last year. Look where he's at now, 5-8, 1-5 on the road. Not looking good. Pretty much just looking like a little brat. I think hopefully at the end of the season, Cam Newton just kind of take a look at himself and just try to figure out who am I and how do I want to play this game. You know what I'm saying? Because as much fun as he's having, which I appreciate and all that, man, as soon as things go bad, you see him just looking sour and all kind of stuff. And it's like, dude, why? You know what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. You can't be dabbing and all that stuff. And then when you lose, you like a poor sport. But I understand what he said in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you showed me a good loser and I show you a loser. I believe in that. But at the same time, you can't be a loser and walk around as a sore loser. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things he's going to have to deal with. Carolina is pretty much banged up. Washington is rolling right now. Hey, if the half a point ain't working for you, it's working against you. So I'll take the half a point off me. -6. It seemed like a whole lot. But the Redskins has been on the road these last 2 weeks. So ain't going to be nothing like coming home cooking, Monday night, crowd fired up, all the stuff, going crazy, playoff implications on the line, just everything going. You know what I'm saying? And that's called momentum. So with that being said, for our Monday night special, I'm taking the Washington Redskins -6 over the Carolina Panthers. Hey y'all, I want to thank y'all again for tuning in. Screllionaire Bets, 16 weeks with Screl. You know what I'm saying? Your boy been I was all sick through this one, you feel me? And man, thank you for just, sticking along with your boy and just riding it out with me, man. I really appreciate it. We at week 15 now. And man, we ain't got too much far to go, you know what I'm saying? So thank you. Cheers.